Hey, Mike. Rowe. Hey, Mike Rowe. You want to get dirty? How about what?
The right
Wanna get dirty and what?
manufacturer for your parts?
Ride your hard and
Xometry
fuck
is
you
the
up
right
what?
fit. Here's how it works.
Gonna
Step
need a standard
1.
model.
Upload your 3D models.
G
Indicate
code, M
quantity,
code, the
materials,
3-phase
and
M1, M2
post-processing.
armatures. Well,
Step
you
2.
know, we can make
Confirm your
mostly
order
out of
details
aluminum
and
for
click
what it
Continue
is,
to
but you
checkout.
know, lightweight,
Once
it's
your
a
parts have been
Ferrari,
manufactured,
you
they
know,
are
whatever.
inspected and
But
sent
most
to you.
times steel works
Step
great
3.
because I don't want
Get
to
your
deal with
parts
it and I don't want to
delivered right to
overwork
the
the
doorstep.
mechanic.
Xometry is your one-stop shop for
But you need a standard model. You need a
President
packet
Biden
to put
kicking
up
off
in
the
the
new
corner,
year,
take a
meeting
price
moments
tag on
ago
a kid
with
like me,
farmers
put a
and
name in a
ranchers
list
from across
from
the
here,
US. The president
give them a
discussing
starter
his
packet.
administration's
You'd
plans
be able to
to
handle a
create a
hotel
fairer
shift
and
to
more
areas and
competitive
names
supply
on the
chain for
workforce program,
meat.
infrastructure
Meat
build
prices
of
have
the neural net for
skyrocketed
that
over the
thing.
last year, up
You might want to run a
21%
few
I mean,
simulators
you're
on
talking
just
about
names and
serious
zeros
food
and ones
inflation
in
that
systems and
continues
see
to
if it
rise to
works. Get a
historic highs.
Discord
And
bot,
while
program it
Americans
in there,
can
doing stuff.
expect that they will pay high fees for household essentials, the good news is that the e-commerce
Trying
industry
everything else.
continues to expand. Bulk supplier Boxed, going public via SPAC in December, popping 43% on its first day of trade. The stock right now
You
stands
need a
at
tighter labor market
$13.95, up another
contributing to what you need to the
1.8%. What
workforce
is in store
program.
for
Before you need an
2022
infrastructure
when
model of
it comes
cutting
to,
out
dare I
on
say it, pantry
why the
hoarding?
pipeline has
Joining
so
me now
much
on a Fox Business
dominance on
exclusive,
the
co-founder and CEO
chicken
of Boxed,
labor
Che
crew
Wong. Great to have you,
of
Che.
the
Congratulations on the
Senate
IPO,
today
but we need to get
being
to the
important
real
to get
issue here.
involved with regular business and
When
how the
will we
gears work start with
seeing
efficiency. I
prices
mean, you have to
fall,
argue
or at
what
least
it
see
is
what's
a
called
homesteader's
disinflation, the slowing
solar
down of
panel
rising
model
prices?
of what that
Oh
floor
man, Liz,
looks like on
it's
an
great
8
to be
by 8.
back, but I wish I could
Well,
be
the scale could have a
kind
bunch of
a bearer
breadboards
of
with
better
computer
news, but
chips.
we don't see any
Whichever
end in sight at the moment.
configuration does the
We're
patent
still getting price
design
increases
different
from
with a
the
Raspberry or
manufacturers, and
MOS.
when you're looking at the
Fair.
manufacturers as they report earnings, you're also seeing some margin compression. So if they're raising prices and their margins are
How efficient
compressing,
were you in that?
there's
is a
not going
good
to be a lot
question.
of relief
I
in
mean,
sight
well, I have
anytime
an
soon.
extra
So for us,
timing
we're
port and
doing what we can to manage costs, but at the same time, if you're a consumer out there, you're definitely starting to see your own basket
hydrogen,
increase in terms of cost.
flaming sunshine.
We know that this is a
Pretty
very
glad it doesn't
serious
just go to
issue
ones and zeros
of
like that fast.
imbalance
Class.
between supply and demand. There's huge demand, but supply has been very slow because of supply chain issues. Where do
Hanging
we stand on
margins
supply
for a
chain
minute.
issues? What are you seeing? Because you are that guy who ships,
I hate to be that
salsa
way, Homer
by
Simpson,
the
but what do you got
gallon.
if it's
You know,
not in
tell me what
the
you're seeing
two
here.
bells equality?
I'm also that guy that
Jersey.
actually has slept in Newark Airport multiple times as well, Liz. So I'm a Jersey guy myself.
Yeah.
But,
You would tell by
you know,
calculus,
being-
right?
It is quite a delightful thing. But when you look
Not
at the
always,
supply chain
though,
today,
you know.
luckily for us,
Hard to
just
tell
about
from
everything
here.
we sell is made in the U.S. So when you see those ships docked off to LA Port or all around the world, it doesn't affect us as much. Our private brand is made here. A lot of our products, when it comes to the food products, are made here.
Like,
But I
most of
will
those are pretty
say, a lot of the
hardcore. You
increases
walk
are
into
coming
them
from the
knowing
labor
a lot of
shortage that we're
wave
seeing.
function
So
numbers,
last
quantum
mile
mechanics,
delivery, the
astrology,
folks
and
that
stuff.
work
And
in
you
the
get
fulfillment
G-Lock
centers,
real
and the
hard
folks that
doing it
work
for the
in the
first time right
manufacturing
there.
plants,
The
as
ad's
the
done.
as the
Be
wages
glad that
go
that's
up,
you. Now, the
and
real
as
test, you
it's
say you're
harder and
good in
harder
the
to fill
STEM
those
general
gaps,
resumes,
that's where you're seeing
patent
the real price
application
increases. So
elements, particle
for us,
physics.
again,
It gets
the
real.
shelves are stocked
It gets
for
real,
now,
real about
but at
that
the same
spot
time,
inside of there, and
labor
this floor
and that
going,
labor market is really, really tight.
containment
How do you
breach.
get people back to work? If you had the president's ear,
Spooky monsters coming
what
jumping
would
out
you
of the
say
floor.
to him to incentivize
Biden's
people
inflation
to
putting
get
rainy clouds
back
over it,
on
or
the
whatever
job?
changes the simulator today.
I think it's
Morale is a
that's
factor.
the
If dark
trillion-dollar
matter lenses
question,
and
literally,
deals with
these
galaxies
days,
the way
when
it
you look at
does,
the
the
last few
factors
packages.
black
I still
body the
remember,
same way.
when the Great Recession, when we
A45.
had a multi-hundred-billion-dollar package, and that was considered large. Now you're seeing
Goonin.
a few T's in front of some of these
HUD
packages.
all. If
I
you
think
HUD all, it's a
clarity of
weapon
policies
in
and
itself.
clarity of what we have to do as a nation
The
is
reason
really
I
important.
shouldn't have
So right
to,
now, with all the
honestly, I
different
mean,
states
about
and all
that
the
is,
different
yeah,
regulations out there,
if
even for a company
from
like
that
ours, it's not the
topology or
biggest,
that
but
point
we
of
do have
view, like,
multiple
I mean,
locations
if you can
throughout
factor
the
Earth
country,
or hydrogen, depending
it
on where the
really
drunk
sends a
walk
mixed signal
problems
to
happen.
what we have to do in order to get people back. So,
That-
what should we do within the buildings? What should we do when it comes to
and
vaccines? What should we do
the problem with
when
that,
it comes
Beta
to
U, is
whether
it
there's
starts to be
lockdowns
what
or
should
not?
we have
I
done
think there's not a lot
the
of
day
clarity at
of
the
the
moment,
election
and,
when COVID was
making a
out
clear
there,
picture
when
will
we
be
have
better
drill
for all
sergeants
businesses
and
getting
National
people back
Guard,
to work.
when we
I'm
know
not
numbers
asking
for
you to get
school
political
bus
here,
drivers
but we are
need a
free
National Guard
marketeers at
play
the
on what
Claiming
that is,
Countdown.
because The defense
there was a
stock is a
point
workforce
where, as a
model
first
based
world
on their
nation, we
calculus. Who's
absolutely
tracking
had
it?
to
What's their
sweep in
safety
and
models?
help
Are they
people because they
consistent?
lost
Is
their
that,
jobs. I mean, we had
you know, and you
unemployment
go
in
macro
April.
in that
It
thing,
was
figure out where the
insane.
line is.
When
And you
you
do one of
really
two
look at
things,
exactly
right? You
what
would
it
hedge,
was, I wrote it
or
down
you
because,
would
people tend to
adjust and
forget.
renormalize
But
to those
employment
systems.
was
You would
at
say,
something
oh, a
like
little branch.
15.7%, and it was
You're not doing
absolutely
exactly what you're supposed
insane.
to do.
And you've got unemployment,
All
rather.
apples
And
not falling
you-
far from the
you know,
apple tree, and
there
the
was a
orchard
time and a
problem,
place
or
for
the
that.
Raven's paradox.
Is there a time and a place
Arch
for
paradox.
another
Time
multi-trillion-dollar
paradox is
bill, or
between
even
this
just
plate
a
and that
$1
plate,
trillion
0 and
bill?
1.
You know, I wish I knew the exact
That's
answer to
you
that
know,
list,
usually like
and
the,
that's not a punt. If I knew the exact
you know, a lot of
answer,
money's
I'd
a lot of
probably run
money.
for office.
You know things are
But
going
I'm
to
a
have to get
wholesaler of
bought.
groceries,
I'll tell you
but
the
at
best
some point in
timeline to
time, I
trickle
do think there
charge
needs
and
to
when
be
it's
a paper.
supposed to come in, because you
You
know
we've
you
printed
need
so
to,
much
even
money
though I'm
over
a
the
train
last few
wreck
years,
and
and we've lifted
not
a lot
generally
of folks out of
financial
poverty.
secure in
But
myself.
at some point in time, that needs to end,
But
and
when the
we can't do
contract
that
goes to
forever.
the
So
business model,
I
time
think it's up to the
index, the time
government
fraud,
to
work
really
fraud,
make
I'm
the
going to
right
give you some
decision
base
there,
declines. I'm going to say I'm going
because
to stay between
sometimes
those things. I'm
printing
going to
more
camera
isn't
those things
the
in
right
case,
answer sometimes.
again, you know,
Jay,
somebody was
thank
telling
you
me
very
something about a
much. Good
danger
luck
noodle
to
while I was
you,
learning
and I'm
something in
sorry that
terms
you
of the
didn't have
path that I
better
was on.
news.
You
The
could be like,
prices might
well,
be coming
it
down,
questioned me
but you
later. I was like,
articulated
well,
it
I
really
could do
well for
both
our viewers that
in
they
here,
are
range of better
having their
entropy,
margins
have a better
compressed. It's not the,
calculator, and
hey,
be like,
let's raise
well,
prices.
you're right.
Yay. They
Going
are
back to
seeing
another video,
compression on their margins in
they
the
told me the
pandemic,
danger
so
noodle
we'll be
was doing
watching.
this. It
Please
was
come
an
back.
illegal subject matter.
Thanks, Liz.
I should be
It's time.
good faith
Time to
effort,
escape,
moral
to rediscover,
clause
to
to get my
reconnect.
money
It's
back,
time to make the most
you
of
know,
it
when the
with
stock
the
market
US
starts
Bank
kicking that
Altitude
way.
Connect
But
Visa signature card. Earn more on travel.
because the
groceries,
statement
dining.
is X to
Travel
begin
plans
with,
are calling.
X squared,
It's time to
Y
answer
squared, it has some general limits on those things to saying, well, it probably, even if big like that to come down like that, still may have some big issues. And relative to where you were positioned into it, what all total information you were exposed to changes momentum and spin, which is at the buyer's discretion inside of that to whether you make that choice or not. For lots of reasons. A shilling in the beer, or whether you quit or not, can quit or not, you know what I mean?